Like a hot winter day.
Little proggy, but I think you can expect that these days, right?
Like Opeth and fucking... I can't remember the band I was talking about earlier.
So, and it's Riverside is the name of the band. But and
Riverside, motherfucker!
They are a little proggy, that's for sure. Welcome to the Mead for Metal podcast.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. I was about to say the wrong shit.
Yeah,
The Mead for Metal.
Yes, Dawning of a New Era, episode 251.
Yeah, and for all of you thinking, well, clearly you guys all chat during the week. Well, you just got your answer.
Yeah, that's right.
No, we do not.
Really.
Sometimes we do. Depends on how busy we are, I guess.
We do it right here.
Depends on some important shit.
Yes, indeed it does.
But Mead for Metal podcast where we get together, discuss, obviously mead, obviously metal. Drink a little mead just for the occasion, matter of fact.
Look at this shit. Drinking a little beer.
Well, mine has booze in it, but it's not either of those things.
Not either. Which one of these ain't like the other?
None more booze.
Speaking of mead, we actually have an update this time around. I got really... because I haven't been able to move too much lately.
Sure.
You know, my mobility's been really, really fucked up. Yesterday, I didn't feel great, but I felt like I could push it.
Okay.
So I did. And so I sanitized a carboy. I got the rest of my pedal board put together.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm ready to fucking get back to being the annoying neighbor down the street.
Good.
That's right.
We like those.
It's the perfect one.
We did all kinds of shit yesterday. It was a busy, busy Thursday.
Good.
And notably among them, we got that batch racked over that had been sitting there since October 1st.
Yay.
So, yeah. So now, we're about a month out, probably, or more, depending on what we want to do.
Fair
Time
enough.
don't hurt.
I'm just very anxious to finally purchase a bottle again. I haven't purchased a bottle
Yeah.
in
It's been
a while,
hot
right?
minute.
Right.
Yeah, and
And
I've been
it's-
very anxiously waiting.
And it's going to be just straight mead.
That's
It's,
okay.
With nothing really added to it. But
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it, too. We haven't done a bottled batch of that since 2018. So...
Back to basics
Ain't
is
bad.
not a bad thing.
No, 19. It was 1 year before the pandemic. That year we did a batch one and a Troublemaker.
Enjoyed that pre-pandemic bottle a couple weeks ago.
Drink like it was back in the good old days.
What it felt like. That's certainly what it felt like.
Although I do feel like if I go back and listen to our podcast from just a few years ago, right before the pandemic, I think we're probably still really angry about a lot
Yeah,
of
you
shit.
guys were still very angry.
It helped put the anger in perspective.
It
Making
did.
it sound like we lived in the 100-acre wood with Pooh Bear and all his friends. You know?
Having to
I
serve.
mean, it does feel like that some days.
Having to fucking serve people at Super 8. What?
So, but yeah, so in the meantime, we did pick up a new moniker, and I'm kind of glad of it, too.
Feels fresh, man. Doing something 250 times, you know.
We didn't feel like the UFC or MMA as a sport in general was providing us enough content to bear the weight that metal and mead do. And
Unless
also,
you want to talk about like Sean O'Malley every week or anything like
I
that,
do
which
not.
we don't want to do that.
and it's problematic with Dana White slapping his wife, and half of America, men, by the way, all saying, well, she slapped him first. What? What? And in your universe, that's okay to retaliate?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
chivalry is none more dead.
So,
It's dead a long time.
and then Dana White saying, well, if you get rid of me, it's only going to hurt everybody else.
Holy
you know?
shit,
Yeah,
man.
too big to be fucking to receive any kind
reprimanded
Yeah.
in any
of
way.
anything. Yeah.
Well, it reminds me very much. I actually had no idea about this. It shows where I'm at, but like Andrew Tate, like there's a huge cult that thinks that he's done no wrong.
He's that dickweed they arrested in Romania, right?
Yeah.
The alpha male motherfucker,
very
right?
much.
The guy who's human trafficking bitches and stuff, yeah?
Yes,
How
correct.
cool.
And children. And
But then
apparently-
people gathered in Greece to protest his arrest. So just to give you some perspective.
Well, the Greeks like to bitch about anything.
I don't
so.
know if it was just Greeks. I didn't click on the headline. I should.
Like people in Greece
Should've.
like, what the fuck are all these white American people doing here? Men, by the way.
Well, it is. It's kind of a little bit of a weird time, isn't it?
Yes.
Because a lot of dudes feel like they're losing their control.
Yeah, and their identity.
So they're trying to
They're fighting
they're
back,
overreach,
overcompensating.
You know, overreaching and being a bunch of dicks. And
Yeah.
frankly, I'm here to say, knock it off, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's
God,
wild.
sack up. there, gentlemen.
Yeah, for real.
Be the man you think you are.
Exactly.
It takes more of a man to do the right thing than it does to fucking sit back and like, well, the internet says this is who I should be.
I've said it on this fucking podcast multiple times. I'd love to see what the world is like without a week of internet. Just like 1 week, no internet. What the fuck would people do?
They'd lose their minds. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
They really don't. Shoot, I'm one of them. I oftentimes have to like throw my phone across the room because I find myself doom scrolling over nothing. It's dumb.
You have to drive around with a hog leg on your hip like you was out of fucking that Mel Gibson shitty movie back in Australia. Road Warrior.
Back when he sounded Australian.
Oh, yeah. I actually
back
forgot.
when he was Australian.
Yeah, I was like, is he even Australian anymore? Is he an American?
Did
he
tried to grab Scottish for a while and be like, no, fuck you. You're from Australia. You're an Australian American. You're an Australian American. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh.
How the fuck everybody doing today?
How the fuck you doing, huh?
I asked you first.
A little busy. If I'm like absent once in a while, and it's going to happen probably about 3 or 4 times on this podcast. Stirring stuff.
The bubbling brew.
Do yourselves a huge favor, because you're listening to this over YouTube, so clearly I know what my fucking audience is. So go ahead and type in, search out. It's a channel, and it's called Sip and Feast. And it's an Italian-American dude who lives on Long Island, and he puts together some fucking authentic Italian-American fucking dishes. And one of them I'd found about 3 or 4 months ago. He did a take on Piposo, and it's fucking amazing. It's peppered fucking steak, basically.
Okay.
Nice. You serve that shit right over the top of polenta.
Oh,
yeah.
Yum.
Yeah. That's what we're doing tonight. So I'm going to be up stirring that shit once in a while.
Fair enough.
Well, you got to get work done.
Yeah.
You know.
I know, but I don't usually multitask. Usually this show catches all my attention, but once in a while, got to put on the bells and whistles and all the airs because Brandon's big boss coming by later.
Whoop, whoop.
That's right. Yeah. It should be fun.
Should be a shit show.
Should be a brick shit show.
But honestly, I can't complain outside of technology. Technology, to quote Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski, it's been trying to fuck me in the ass all week. No wireless internet in my building Monday through Wednesday.
How do you do your job without internet?
It's tricky. Phone, hotspot,
okay.
that shit.
Fair enough.
So that means my phone's out of charge by about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sure, of course.
So, but yeah, that finally gets corrected. Fucking next day, and I get some other equipment shitting out. And like, what? Can I get one day where everything works? No? Well, okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. Who the fuck am I, huh?
Not to be the weird astrologer, but Mercury was in retrograde through the 18th, and it fucks with communication. Just
I don't know what that means. Okay.
And it fucks with Capricorns, I heard. I heard it wasn't a good time to be a Capricorn in the last 3 weeks.
Was that 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Are we out of it now?
Yes.
Well, I got to tell you, I still had equipment problems today. So.
That's fair. It still lingers occasionally, but yeah, as much, whatever. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But I just thought I have found it funny.
I noticed, that comes up usually when a lot of things are going to shit, like, I don't know, like 3 years ago, motherfuckers were bringing that up because they knew that. Like, what the hell is this thing going on over in Asia? Oh, boy.
It's fun to, pretend there's a reason for things occurring, right?
I guess so. It's like,
here's like you have more control.
It does.
Here's my justification of this.
Exactly. It does. That's what it is, the false sense of security.
Or this whole idea of you can manifest shit.
Man, I don't know what else we can do around here, but we can make some fucking mead, boys.
Make liquor, good food, and, what more do you need?
Sweet music,
kick-ass tunes. All right, well,
friendship.
You got me there. And broship, yes, right. All the bros.
Till Brandon starts bringing all the ladies around, banging them after I go to bed.
That's right. Well, after you shut it down, the living room officially mine.
I didn't expect you to turn it into a whorehouse.
Oh, believe me, I ain't charging anybody.
So just a slut house, then.
That's true. Just a slutty living room.
Well, it occurs to me. So you'd asked how's your week, and I didn't let Krista chime in at all because I'm a dickweed.
There you go.
No,
Finally, some truth.
Oh my God.
Episode 251, we changed the name and started to get some truth.
Start getting to the bottom of all this shit.
I don't know. It was a busy week for me. I had 2 MLK rallies.
Yeah, and you got a rally on Sunday.
Yep.
For very different things.
Yeah, very much.
A lot of people around here, where we live in the simple society as it is, would call you participate in a whole bunch of woke stuff.
Yeah, very much. I'm very woke, and not in the way that it's used nicely, in the very sarcastic, snowflakey way.
I wasn't. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm like turning their shit on them, right?
That's fine. They can call me a snowflake if they want. Whatever makes them feel better.
I fucking hate that word.
Well, because it's like, actually, aren't all of you? Like, all of you?
I woke up today, and hopefully I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
I just think it's hilarious. Like, oh, you're woke. Like, well, hold on. What do you mean? Oh, I'm actually open to new ideas and concepts that generally you're not going to find around here.
Yes.
I guess I might be.
Then I guess I am.
I can only aspire to be because I'm old and stupid in a certain way. No, I find myself every once in a while doing some shit. It's like, well, that's sketchy. My mother would fucking say some shit like that, so.
It happens. We all kind of are pretty set by our mid-ish 30s, so don't discredit yourself too much. At least you're questioning it.
Yeah.
Most people don't even question their assumptions.
Rush said everything must deviate to the norm, and there it is. Like, maybe the norm for me is a little fucked up.
That's okay.
I thought I was pretty set in my ways around my mid-30s, but it was just because everything around me was shit.
Yeah.
Like now, like, no, I'm fucking openly embracing whatever may come.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm in too good a mood. Except for Pink Floyd fans.
So what were you doing yesterday at 5:45 p.m.?
Ooh, hard questions.
No, because I know what Brandon was doing, because this is going to set up this next thing.
Okay.
What was I doing?
What was I doing? I think I was attempting to study.
Okay.
Oh, I know what I was doing.
Well, Brandon was looking at his phone, and I was in here jamming some shit because I'd finally got my pedal board up and going, the next gen project, And Brandon immediately goes, huh, Metallica just dropped his song a while ago.
Oh, shit.
Like an hour ago from when I was on.
Yeah. And it's a fucking jam.
I missed it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Screaming Suicide.
There are now 2 tracks out, Lux Eterna and Screaming Suicide, which balls to them for fucking actually doing, because we live in a society now. It's like, oh, you can't even put that word into a title. It's like, yeah, but it's very apropos.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It triggers some people. Like, well, fucking people need to.
Yeah, people need I'm sorry, get over it. It's a part of, like, death is a part of life. I don't know why people get so weird,
especially if it's something you choose,
or self-dying. Yeah.
And the song itself is really based around the stigma of the word.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's actually the most apropos thing I've fucking heard in a very long time. Like, oh, Metallica fucking nailed it.
Good. I'm glad.
So, Brandon, there are 2 tracks out now.
Yeah.
That will provide a weather vane to what was it, season 76 or something like that? Is that the
42 seasons?
42 seasons. I was like, man, I know there's a number. I know it's seasons.
Hey,
it's better than 4 seasons because fucking I know one band that did that and they suck. But so you've heard 2 now. What is the direction that do you start seeing being able to fathom what Metallica is doing for the upcoming record that's dropping on April 14th?
The best I could say is that it is going in a similar direction as Hardwired, but when you listen to it and then you find out that, oh, they created the majority of this stuff during the pandemic. Which they were very like, it's really hard to record shit and send it over via Zoom and then put something on it and send it back. So they made it sound like that's exactly what they were not doing.
But that's what they were.
That's exactly what they were doing.
Which then makes me think that Tool must be doing the same thing because, well,
those motherfuckers weren't active when shit was okay.
There's that.
If they didn't have that album done before the pandemic, we probably still wouldn't have it.
With Danny Carey saying that they have enough shit left over from Fear Inoculum to put together a full fucking studio album.
Will they actually, though?
it comes down to Adam Jones, and more importantly, it comes down to Adam's wife.
Oh.
That was 72 seasons. I was wrong on that Metallica thing.
Oh shit!
Oh, you were close.
Burned
I was actually spot on.
Yeah, he got it right.
Oh, did you say 72? I thought you said 76.
I corrected him.
on the
and-
nuts.
And
I
then you were
corrected him,
wrong.
and I was wrong.
Whoops. It happened.
That's okay.
See, we're all about being
We're
honest.
being honest.
now.
Look at this.
Being
I like
fucking
this.
honest.
We're starting to learn a lot about each other today. Shit. But I don't know. I would go out on a limb and say I think that Tool might have something coming this year. Now, clearly, it's one is going to be a tour because they fucking. I think if we're getting back to that normal,
Yeah.
then that's what Tool does. They will tour. They'll do a spring and a fall, and then they'll hit summer over in Europe, and that's what they fucking generally do.
And they can still do that for sure.
I might be overlooking another one though. It's been a little bit since Rainier Fog came out. So Alice in Chains. I like the opportunity that there might be some. Jerry did a fucking solo in the meantime. William Duvall did a fucking solo in the meantime.
And that banger of a, I guess, I don't know if you could call it a live album, but it was certainly recorded live.
William Duvall does a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that guy's got a lot of irons in the fire.
They said, Cantrell said once that tour was over, that it's back to work.
Well, that tour's been over, so.
I think it's time to get back to work.
Krista, now, granted, you're like the least metal of the three of us, but
Yes.
but actually,
I think you're pretty metal, bro.
I
I
actually
meddle
do,
in a different way, yeah.
I do think actually she's probably far more into it when it fucking starts. You know? But so coming up August 31st at Isleta is Pantera.
I saw Pantera was
with Lamb of
coming.
God opening.
Oh, that would be so. I don't actually listen to either of them in any sort of like stretch of the imagination, but I feel like they would be phenomenal live.
I feel like I would go if Pantera had two other members in there.
But would you?
Yes. Because it would be a bucket list thing. It's not a bucket list thing for me to see fucking Phil Anselmo get up there and pretend like it's the fucking 90s.
And sing to a very tuned down version of all the Pantera hits.
Man,
I mean-
Phil Anselmo turning doom metal on us. Yeah, well.
It reminds me of a skit Kids in the Hall did, where they had this band, they were touring, and then the entire band died except for the drummer. So they hold a press conference. It's a spokesperson and the drummer, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to continue the tour, but it's just going to be the drummer."
God damn, it's like the anti-Spinal Tap.
And I bring that up because like you're getting the singer, which is important, but and then you're getting the bass player, which is moderately important.
Yeah, holy shit. That's a huge difference losing the guitar and the drums.
Well,
Yeah.
Big
the
Big
Abbott brothers,
yikes.
they didn't die in the same time frame, but I mean, because
And let's not forget, this band broke the fuck up.
Okay.
yeah.
You know, they
And that's maybe the one thing I don't care for is because it's almost revisionist in that it's like, oh yeah, this has always been how Pantera should
it's
be,
not then.
and it's not.
Right.
Fucking Dimebag went out, started his own shit, and
Well, because I was going to actually, it's kind of funny because he's, I think, the only Pantera member I could mention, and he's dead, right?
he was murdered
Okay.
on stage,
on stage, yeah.
performing live
Holy shit. I
with
did
a
not know that.
shotgun
Oh.
to the face.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It's
Killed him. Killed a roadie.
Was it just some psychopath or
It was
motivated?
it was a dude that thought Pantera was writing music and songs about him, and they felt like maybe they were stealing his ideas from his
so
brain.
He was schizophrenic.
He was insane.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
But a cop came in, thankfully, about 2 minutes later and gave him a shotgun blast to the face
yeah.
as well.
So then no one else died. That's good.
and Vinny, Dime's brother Vinny went on to, playing some other shit and everything
Hell
else
yeah.
until he died of
Well, not yet.
died of a cardiac issue. He had a anatomical or a physiological issue with his heart.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think he was just a chunky motherfucker that drank too much and ate too much.
I mean, it was that
There's
as
that.
well.
That didn't help.
The two go together. Yeah, you're gonna. Kill
Well,
yourself from
they
it.
said his heart was like fucking like the Grinch. It was like grew to be too big.
Too big. Yeah, it was working.
Which
too
every
hard.
time I watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is always like, and then the Grinch's heart grew and he died right there on the spot.
That is
Before
fucking
cars carving into the roast beast.
Oh my god.
And Whoville went, what the fuck?
Oh, God. Okay, maybe we should go to this Pantera show, man.
I actually want to see what's going on at Rocklahoma, which, if we want to see Pantera, they're there the next fucking day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I'm happy that there is a Pantera tribute because I'm not calling it no fucking reunion.
But wouldn't you think, though, if we caught him in Rocklahoma, there's going to be a shitload of other acts that'll be sitting in for that shit that might be cool.
Yeah.
Whereas Isleta, you'll get fucking homeboy from fucking Lamb of God.
Hey, you know, but Lamb of God live is fucking incredible.
I don't doubt it. Now, this is also Isleta's way of trying to apologize a little bit because you remember the calamities that happened when Lamb of God was the headliner.
Yeah.
They had like a lightning alert come along. They shut it down, and cops were out sending people home. It's like, well, hold on. No, it's just a delay. Yeah.
Oh no.
Breakdown of communications and
that's so shitty.
Lamb of God got to play in front of about 50 people.
Smack in the middle of Live Nation couldn't fucking beat off in a thrill show. You know, it's bad. The Live Nation. Okay, so they do all this shit, and then the Taylor Swift thing fucking happens a couple months later. I mean, not that I give two shits about that, but I think it's indicative of how shitty that is, and why. Man, I'm not the guy that is always like, man, let's get the government involved, because I think that's the last thing you want to do. Never get the government involved in anything. Never get the fucking government involved.
And
Never.
And when they do,
then you're going to fucking pay the piper. But I do think that fucking Ticketmaster and their venue management of Live Nation, that shit needs to be busted the fuck up. Because they're bending everybody over. They do nothing to address bots. That's my first fucking issue.
Yeah.
Right there. It's like, if you're not going to protect your live motherfuckers that are buying tickets to go to a concert and you're okay with the secondary market having priority, well, fuck you.
Yep. Exactly.
That's just my take. That's just my take.
I'm with you 100%.
Hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take. I think it is the take.
It's going to be a new segment we're going to call Hot Take.
Well, I think that's usually the fucking whole podcast, right? What kind of questionable shit they going to talk about this week?
Speaking of hot take, should we hand it off to a man who's known for hot takes?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of interested to see where he's got things this time around. I would argue, when it comes to fandom of Metallica, I put Brandon, Ruben, and LJ kind of on a similar plane. I just think you guys have very different takes on that band in general.
Absolutely.
I know that LJ is probably going to give us something, but I guess we have to see, same as the rest of you, as we get the lowdown on what's going down with LJ.
You better like it, bitch.
Welcome to Mead for Metal. Got a selection of good things for sale. Okay, I don't know why I'm channeling the salesman from Resident Evil 4. But you know what? We do have plenty of metal. I'm talking a whole list of it. But we're only going to read a couple titles off because, I don't have a whole lot of time. So, with that in mind, let's get straight to the rockin' and or rollin'. First on this list is the band Atrocity with their album Occult 3. That's OKKULT. 3 with like 3 eyes. Anyway, this is a pretty dark, pretty heavy, and very serious album. So if you're into that sort of thing, this is your kind of album. It's extremely, extremely dark. Like, like someone turned off all the lights and punched you in the dick repeatedly with a double bass drum. I think you'll like it if you're into heavy shit. So yeah, Occult is their name and, this album name. And that's what they do best. Alright, the next band on this list is called Half-Life, and the album is called Like a Jungle. I don't know how to describe this band. They sound pretty upbeat. It sounds like thrash metal, actually. Interestingly, the drums kind of reminded me of how Lars sounded in the Justice album, which ain't a bad thing in my book. But people who don't like that kind of drumming that just sounds like... I don't know, whatever. Yeah, you might not like it, but I thought it was cool. Also, it seems to be more lighthearted and fun than the shit that I just told you about. So, I don't know. I think this might be worth picking up. I'd listen to it first before you consider a purchase. Just to wet your palate, you know what I'm saying? When did this become an ASMR show? Let's get on with some more fucking metal. Now, I have to apologize to you guys in advance because I promised you metal just 2 seconds ago, but the next band is called 10, and the album is called Something Wicked This Way Comes. I have to mention this because these guys are a walking contradiction. They look heavy as fuck. They look like they're gonna blow your socks away with some blast beats and shit. So when I started listening, I hear like some Elton John shit. I kid you not. I shit thee nay, as they say in the Mead Hall. But you know what? It wasn't bad. And I honestly think you guys should check these out. The guy looks like a fucking Viking warrior, but he sings like Elton John. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. We don't fuck around on the show. We're dead ass serious. We drink mead. Well, I don't drink mead, but the guys drink mead. You know what I mean? All right, let's look for some actual metal and get this weak shit out of our system. Let's get some metal hangovers going. Yeah! But before that, Laura Cox has an album out, and it's called Head Above Water, and it's a rock and roll album. Pretty solid in my book also. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that one out there. Next up, though, is Katatonia with a K. K-A-T-A-T-O-N-I-A. And the album is called Sky Void of Stars. This is more melodic metal than it is metal, but hey, it's metal, so there you go. There's your fistful of metal. I'm trying really hard. Whoever writes this list listens to some wussy-ass music. I'm sorry, guys. Like some wussy-ass music. Yeah, like, who makes this list? Am I going to have to go to the dark web to look for something heavy? Seriously, this is like the kind of music that you put your kid to sleep with. But then you fall asleep instead. Alright, now let's get some actual metal going, okay? Enough bullshit and enough rocking you to sleep, enough giving you lullabies and non-rock songs and nutless music. Let's give you some bands like Slagest, a Norwegian metal band, which is like blackened doom metal, is how they describe themselves. The album Avstand. Yeah, how's that for some fucking metal? That's what I call metal. Not exactly heavy as shit, but the way the guy sings it sounds satanic, so I guess it's metal. But anyway, whatever. It's not in English, it sounds evil. Rock the fuck on. Now, let's talk about some other shit. Like, for example, the fact if you have an internet connection and or have been on YouTube lately, you know that Metallica has actually released another song. That's right. Screaming Suicide is the newest song to be released by the Metallica boys. And guess what? I like it. I actually think the guitar solo was a huge improvement over the one in Lux Eterna. That's not saying that it's still a great solo, but it definitely reminds me of old Metallica. And on that note, this album, the song actually reminds me of No Remorse by the same band, which interestingly coincides with the album that I was going to recommend this week, Kill 'Em All by Metallica. So go listen to any of the nonsensical bullshit that I went ahead and suggested on this list, or just listen to Kill 'Em All and be satisfied. That's all I got. Take it away, Kevin and Brandon. See you later, fuckers. Yeah, and rock the fuck on. I'm forgetting my own taglines. What the hell?
Ship my pants. Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed. If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
It's here's your medal for you.
Yeah.
So you know what that reminds me of? Do you guys know who him is? I know Brandon.
Oh, yeah,
does.
I know
Yeah,
him.
that's the
No,
vibe I
I
get from this.
I got a worse one.
Oh
I
my
got
God.
a weird country music vibe
Oh my
from
God,
this.
a little bit, yeah.
That's that band 10 that fucking LJ was just talking about,
Oh,
and
man.
it's
It's certainly something.
it's some dog
I'll
shit.
say I enjoyed it.
Well, I guess.
But if I'm like jamming on a Friday night, that's not the first place I'm going.
No,
No.
I would listen to power metal all night.
Yeah.
Compared to that shit.
Absolutely.
Like, what is this? Is this from the 80s? Is this an ad campaign from the 80s? No, it is not.
No. But neither were the shipping your pants.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you got to ship your pants, right?
I'll go ahead and throw my opinion of the new Metallica song in here.
Which are you kind of in line with where LJ is at in that he thinks it feels like a fucking real return to thrash?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of callbacks, especially on Lux Eterna for sure.
Needed more. Ooh, yeah.
That's the only thing. Screaming suicide, not one yeah, ooh, or woman, or nothing.
None.
But he's not Glenn Danzig either. So
I do believe old Papa Heck could win a fight.
the screaming suicide, like I said before we broke away, I think this is a continuation of Hardwired as far as Metallica bringing their entire arsenal to an album.
Now, Hardwired's a fucking amazing record.
Sure.
And
Fuck yeah.
it did what it did. What was that, November 2019?
16.
16? Oh, yeah. Shit, yeah. Well, I've done some living. A little bit of liquor in there.
Yeah.
The Hardwired struck me. It felt like a fresh start, kind of. Because nothing against Death Magnetic's one of my favorites. That's in my top 3 Metallica albums of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I don't know why, but Hardwired felt like that was when Metallica decided they were going to try to cover Metallica.
Hey, that's not. I mean, it sounds funny, but that's kind of true. It's a culmination. It's like they weren't trying to do new shit.
Yeah.
Hardwired was the album that was like, okay, this is everything we've learned in almost 40 years. Here's a double album for you.
I still love it. I'm Hardwired, man, it sometimes it bubbles into number 1 on my top 3
Sure.
shit.
If I'm closing out a night, I'm probably throwing Spit Out the Bone on there. Problem is, after I hear it, I don't want to close the night out. I want to keep it going.
That is the one anti-Metallica thing they did. Is like, they close it out with a real banger. Usually it's like a sad fart that leaves after the train's already left the station.
my God.
That's how Metallica usually closes out a record.
Well, hold on. I got to pull them up real quick.
See, you get the real analysis when you come here.
Well, you bring up a good question as far as like Metallica album closers. And since
they're not going to be good. I'm just telling you right now. It's not going to be like, God damn, that was the best song on that record. None of them. Not even close. Most of them are usually apologies.
Oh.
all right.
I feel like we're going to get the full effect here, but
So the closer for Kill 'Em All was Metal Militia.
yeah.
Not really noteworthy just because of what it is. It's Metallica's first album. They're not giving a fuck about like, how do we want to close this bitch out?
Right. Sure.
They didn't even give a fuck. They probably put that album together in order of the songs when they created them. Ride the Lightning.
See, and these are like in the era that I'm not a Metallica fan through the early shit. I'm not. Just
Sure.
my problem with thrash is this: it fell between a couple of eras that I was a huge fan of. First of all, like the punk era, a lot of the skate punk shit that was going on at the time, I was a fan of that. And then went in the military. That's when thrash hit. Right when I went in was when Anthrax really kind of became the first real thrash band that got a lot of notoriety on radio.
Okay.
With Cry for the Indian. And Metallica was already around, but Metallica had been putting out a lot of thrashy shit long before Anthrax did. I just think that the national stage was a little bit different in the 80s.
Yeah.
Sure.
Metallica got it going. Megadeth and Anthrax joined the party. And then Slayer's like, well, we want to play too.
Yeah, well.
But Slayer's really one. Yeah, they're a thrash band, but I would never pair them with the other three.
I would appreciate them a lot more if they never had Kerry King in their lineup. But, I mean.
Yeah.
Let's get that butterface fucking nugget.
Wrong guitar player died. Why the fuck Jeff Hanneman have to die and Kerry King didn't?
Shit. All right, so I'm sorry. I fucking interrupted you.
Call of Cthulhu on Ride the Lightning is the close for that. Which is funny because that is occasionally an opener for them live.
Sure.
But not a bad closer for Ride the Lightning. On Master of Puppets, if this fucking laptop will obey.
No.
Damage Incorporated.
Right.
Now that is a banger.
It is. That one might be the exception. Master of Puppets is probably the exception, because I know from this point forward, no.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. Well, not bad, but I mean,
Well,
I don't want to be the guys like, man, that guy said Metallica sucked, because that's
No,
not what
that's
I
not
said.
what you're saying.
But I would say that every closer, Black Album forward,
Not
the
great.
closer is not good.
yeah, let's not forget about Justice here. Justice is Dyer's Eve, which is a song comes right after the instrumental on that, To Live Is To Die. Dyer's Eve is another fast, murderous jam.
But nobody would usually ever build an album that way.
No, especially not in 89. After that, you got Black Album.
The God That Failed, right?
Actually, you know what? Not that I've listened to that album a lot, but I'm going to have to fucking go check that out. Just happens to be one of the biggest albums of all time, you know? Let's see. We got Struggle Within.
Ah, shit. I forgot about
And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's a lot of other songs from that album that I feel like they
what
could
I'm
have
actually starting to notice. Now, here's maybe the thing that's kind of genius about Metallica is that maybe their closing tracks aren't necessarily terrible, although standalones they are. But as a follow-up to what you've just been subjected to, maybe it's a place to fall.
Sure. No, like for what you've jammed on a particular album, it is. It makes sense for that.
That closing track is always going to be a little, very different.
Now, I'm going to go full fanboy here because Load and Reload are some of my favorite albums. They decided they were going to go gangbusters and do like 11 and 12-minute songs.
Right.
So Outlaw Torn from Load and Fixer from Reload, I really like.
Outlaw Torn I'm okay with now. Ask me about 10 years ago, I'm probably out on that one. But it's kind of...
I'd like to take credit for that one.
It's coming around. It's coming around as a real fucking good jam if it's played at the right time of an evening.
Fixer is the lesser of the two, but it's still a jam in my opinion. After that, you got Saint Anger, All Within My Hands,
Right.
which I've heard 3 better versions from Metallica ever since the studio version.
They're in their entire charitable arm, their organization, All Within My Hands,
Came from the closer to Saint Anger.
which is, in my humble opinion,
Here we go.
my humble opinion, is their worst album to date.
I heard nothing but horrible things about Saint Anger.
Yeah. Now, I'm a Metallica fan. And now, if LJ were here, he'd probably tell us all to shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Now, see,
sorry.
no, that's why I love having LJ around. No, because LJ
Yeah.
is going to give us a very different take.
Which is great. You don't want to talk to those Metallica fans that are like, the Metallica I like is way better than the Metallica you like.
Right.
Right.
When
Yeah.
you're fucking talking about the
the
same,
same band.
I always like to look him right in the eye and go, man, I really only got into Metallica about Death Magnetic. And I really, and the look of like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I go, oh, no. I like the Black Album, by the way. Like, what? But other than that, Hardwired. Best to date, am I right? And motherfuckers are gonna look at you like you got it's like, man, this guy did fucking take some bales on a fucking skateboard.
Which, speaking of Death Magnetic, My Apocalypse, the last track off Death Magnetic, is a banger.
Very much so.
Hardwired to
But
self-destruct.
it doesn't. Is it like a Bond movie? Are they setting the stage for the next fucking thing, like Rush used to do?
Yeah, but man, I don't know. They have so many fucking irons in the fire, man. I want to feel like albums are maybe in the top 5 for them.
I almost want to go and play the fucking last track on a record and then the first track on the next record.
Oh, interesting.
I have a suspicion here that there's a fucking thing going on that
is
Metallica's doing.
So maybe instead of it being the denouement of the album, it's the intro to the following
Yes.
album? Interesting.
That, I mean, granted, I'm a huge Metallica fan, but I feel like y'all are giving it a little too much credit.
Look, I don't know anything about anything, so I'm just kind of following
Sir, I'm
Kevin down the rabbit
enjoying my
hole.
particular streak
Well-
of the Green Lady this evening. I ain't talking absent.
It's something that Dream Theater actually did.
Well, Rush did it for a very long time until it wasn't convenient to do it.
And it wasn't really so much as like a song on the end of an album leading into the song on the next one. You would just hear snippets of certain riffs from songs on other songs. Not for like minutes or nothing, just a little callback. And it was something Mike Portnoy, the drummer, did.
Yeah.
It's called the 12-step suite.
Mike Portnoy, by the way, now that Neil Peart is no longer among those of us that are alive and has moved on, Mike Portnoy's my next favorite fucking drummer.
Drummer from Gojira. Drummer from Gojira is a pretty close second.
Fucking
in my opinion.
that guy? No, that guy's too intense.
Oh no.
Most intense member of the band.
Like
Yeah.
that man.
L'enfant sauvage. Just like, no, that was ridiculous.
Oh no, I was here for. Oh my gosh.
That was like that. Legitimately the loudest goddamn band ever.
Yeah.
That I've experienced.
Me too, and I was very here for it.
And I saw Cheap Trick open for fucking Stone Temple Pilots, and they're like, well, we can't beat these young whipper fucking snappers by technique, but we're going to beat them by just a
By
wall of sound.
volume?
Yeah. And it was like this wall of fucking Marshalls, that they'd had across the entire back line, Like, what the fuck? and Cheap Trick came out, and they,
Blew your eardrums out.
that is the band I've seen more than any. I think I've seen them five, six times.
Holy cow! That's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
it's stupid. But they opened for fucking Stone Temple Pilots on their Purple album tour.
Okay.
And my brother Daryl and I went up there and checked it out. Yeah, Cheap Trick. They're there. I think Daryl's seen those assholes 12 times or
Holy
some shit.
shit.
So I don't.
Jesus.
No, I'm not in any.
And did you ever purposely want to go see Cheap Trick?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A. All right.
Until the first time, I was like, okay, I'm good. Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm gonna get it from now on.
That's how it
Whether
was
you
with
want it or
Mudvayne.
not.
I've seen Mudvayne 4 or 5 fucking
Holy
times.
shit.
I've never seen Mudvayne,
I-
and
and
I
it
would
was-
love to.
Never my intention.
That's hilarious.
It just
They were never my cup of tea, and not against them. I just didn't listen
not
to
saying
them.
like I didn't really
No.
fucking enjoy it because I really like Mudvayne.
I'm now at the point I want to experience.
Yeah, that's
shit,
me
you
too.
know?
That's where I'm at. I don't have to have listened to them a bunch to want to go hear them live.
That's
Live
true.
shows are just
Hearing a
very
band
different.
live will
It's just a different thing. It's a whole different energy.
it'll enhance your enjoyment of a band whether you liked them initially or not.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Gojira.
Yeah, holy
Wasn't a huge fan,
shit.
but I did jam Gojira for about a solid 3 months after that concert.
The fucking guitar player there has had to like skedaddle back to France right after we saw him because his wife had a child, and shit like that.
that's
So they ended up getting. We saw one show that I don't think a lot of people did, and that was all of Gojira opening for all of Deftones.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. That's
I
wild,
really
isn't
do.
it?
I think we got to see something special. So that guitar player there, I don't fucking remember his name, but I'm not going to.
Not the front man, but the other guy.
Yeah, right. That dude had to fucking get back to France. His wife had a child. Okay. That was like 2-3 days after that Albuquerque show.
Yes.
Then Deftones, they had more dates, like 6 or 7 more dates, 8 dates, something like that. And then they did their European tour. And Steph ain't doing nothing that involves nothing with getting shit in his bloodstream.
Yep.
So,
And not to mention they didn't have their bass player either. Well, they'd gotten rid of him.
Oh my.
yeah.
We don't talk about that.
We do
Whoopsie.
not. We do not.
And then you go back to Pantera, where if you're watching Pantera during that European tour, they do their first 2 shows and it goes fine. Then Rex Brown gets COVID. So all of a sudden, your Pantera tribute band, the only member in it is Phil.
Phil,
Oh,
that's just it.
shit.
In which case, then, fuck you. That's
It's like I've seen that. I've seen that show on YouTube before.
Yeah, that sucks.
But we got to see the fucking full complement of Gojira and Deftones, and not a lot of people got to see that in 2022.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Whoops.
I think
For
it's
them.
actually great for us.
Yeah, no, I'm very pleased. That was an excellent experience.
Yeah. No, it just makes me want to go to more concerts with all you assholes.
Yeah, for
So
real.
really.
No, it was a great time.
Getting a vape pen that works this next time. I'm fucking tell you what. Don't use your electronic dab pen to smoke cartridges out of.
Why would you do that?
You should probably never do that.
Well, because I was dumb.
I thought you know better.
No. Well, no, it worked. I mean, it had that ability to do it. It's just the problem was that thing was fucking humongous, and I had to hide it in my crotch. Wait, no. I didn't hide it in my crotch. I hid it in my shoe.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
did
was
you
not
squish
comfortable. But yeah, then we got in, and I was like, first hit off the old Bloom Girl Scout cookie, and it didn't work.
Shit.
And I was like, cool, I went through that pain for nothing, and I have no weed. Just the edibles I ate before, which did absolutely
No,
nothing.
it does nothing.
But halfway through Gojira, it started working.
Well, that's always good.
And that's when I just started getting really, really, really high. Yeah, we got to get back to some shows.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I do. Rocklahoma is one I want to see. I want to see what they got. I know that Pantera's got to be one because they're doing Albuquerque the day before, or Isleta, but Rocklahoma on a Friday.
Oh, that could be dope.
Maybe. I always want to see because usually their Saturday is the big deal.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I want to get to a point where I'm like independently wealthy enough for all of us just to fucking fly to goddamn Florida and
Wouldn't
go
that
to
be nice?
show in Daytona.
I'll drive and meet you all there.
Yeah, I'm honestly not about flying right now.
I'm really not either,
No.
but I'm talking down the road.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
In the later life.
Maybe once they get their shit together, everything seems like a wreck right now.
It is, right?
Yes.
You've actually flown, I would say internationally, but
It's technically not.
Technically not.
No,
Hawaii,
but particularly lately, like, I don't know, there was some system that crashed and they had to bring all the planes down.
Fucking Y2K.
And yeah, it hasn't happened since fucking 9/11, and flights are always getting canceled. And I'm just like, I looked at my husband and was like, man, babe, I don't think we're gonna drive. I think we're gonna be flying for a while because I just am not into these airlines. They're trashy and things are more expensive. Oh, by the way, I finally got the letter in the mail regarding my corset for my wedding dress 2 months later.
Hey now.
Like just to give you perspective on like how understaffed they are and their ability to respond to issues, situations, etc. It's garbage.
A lot of people are like putting like eye tags on shit now to be able to track it globally.
Now that I mean, I don't foresee myself traveling with an expensive garment like that ever again because it was my wedding. This was like a once in a lifetime thing. But if I ever have to travel with a very expensive garment, yeah, I'll make the investment in something like that because it was just kind of like ridiculous.
If I had to travel and like anywhere where my guitar's out of my sight, it's gonna have a fucking it's gonna have
you should 100%.
So y'all just need to fucking suck it up and go Greyhound. That's what you need to do.
That's right. I'm more of a trailways man myself.
Cheaper. You can meet new people.
That's true.
And you can shit in a moving vehicle.
Right on.
No, I'm sorry. It just wouldn't be happening. I would only be going pee.
So that way the entire bus can get the flavor of what you have.
That's why they have them 3 seats in the back.
What if you get a discount sitting in those? Like, you're going to be exposed to what comes out of that bathroom.
Like, guess what? You get a little room to stretch out. Bad news, you get to smell everybody's shit.
The shit.
Oh. God damn. What a terrible fucking thing. And anybody that ever shits on an airplane, and you know it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Nah.
I can't. I don't know. I just can't. Like, I guess I get stage fright. We'll call it that. It happens.
Once I got some inside information about where the safest place to be at in an airplane is if it crashes. That's where I sit now. So,
Smart.
so go ahead and whiff in all those shit fumes in the back. Enjoy your early access in the very front, but a fucking smart motherfucker sits over the wing.
Yep. That's the exit.
I don't know. That's a pretty terrifying spot if you ask me, but I hate flying.
The idea of a plane crash and like some people live and some don't is a little fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it is very terrifying.
Shit. What do you think?
Playoff football.
Ooh.
Yeah, around here. I don't know, we talk about Jack once in a while. His team lost. My team lost. Brandon's team's still in.
Oh, shit. Right. Nice.
Yeah, and they're playing the fucking assholes. No.
The America's asshole.
America's
Oh,
assholes. America's assholes.
As people like to say, cowgirls.
Ooh, I like the people you hang out with.
The
Seem like a hip crowd.
the Dallas underperformers, right? Yeah.
Yes, the Dallas disappointers.
All right.
Are they the Dallas mediocrity?
They actually made it past one round of the playoffs, which they don't usually do. So
yeah, but if you're playing Tom Brady, who don't give a fuck, I mean,
I got people like Tom Brady gave up his family for the missing the playoffs
for a losing record.
All this shit, and it's all this terrible stuff. And I looked down and went, sounds like a pretty good trade.
Still making them mills, right?
Oh,
okay, we're
good.
good.
He doesn't have to deal with Giselle Bundchen.
He's
God
made
damn.
his decision. It's very clear what he cares about. It's okay. And he's still making money,
Meta-Safried, right? That's the.
Oh my! Oh,
Really?
oh! See, I don't track these people, so I didn't know he had a
Damn.
new lady.
If you're Tom Brady, you aim young.
Oh,
I was going
man.
to say, that's shaving off about 15 years of age.
You
right?
gotta, right?
Damn.
He's pulling a Leo
You always
DiCap.
joke. You always hear this asshole like Navy chief joking about, I'm going to trade my 40-year-old wife in for two 20-year-olds, which no fucking 40-year-old man ever wants, by the way. But
It don't work in vehicles. It don't work in
think
life.
They do, though.
that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
It's like
easy.
I can't pleasure one woman. What do I want a second one around for? Good luck, Mormons. Good luck.
Remind me of that Norm Macdonald better. He's like, yeah, I'd wine and dine this girl, and then I'd take her home, and we'd get under the covers, and then I'd just lay on her for about 3 to 4 minutes, and she did not enjoy it. So, yeah, I got Niners by 10.
Over Dallas. Man, I hope you were right. That'd make actually a pretty good fucking Sunday.
And that lead will come in the second half, as it always does.
Always
now.
does. Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around. 49ers lose that shit in the second half. Now they've been winning that shit in the second half.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Then
all right with that.
We'll be
'Cause
back here, and
The longer the 49ers keep winning, the longer I stay interested in football. Because once they're out, I'm out. So,
That's fair.
until next, fucking September.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. Yeah, after that, there's really nothing else to root for. Like, I hope you got Rihanna in the halftime, so, fuck it. Whatever. No good bands halftime. When I think halftime football, I think Rihanna.
I don't. I'm not Stephen A. Smith, but
I kinda
Rihanna
am.
just did this shit 6 years ago. Are we cool with well, been 6 years. Let's fucking start working them back through again.
She ain't no Beyonce, bro.
Well, that is what Stephen A. said.
Oh my!
Yeah, I caught a lot of shit
interesting.
for it.
I'm sure he did.
Actually apologize, too.
There's.
Can we be honest? She ain't no fucking Beyonce.
Oh, see, I love Rihanna, but you guys are right. You're
Different
totally
reasons. Different reasons.
But that's not a thing you tend to say on like national TV, or at least I suggest. 'Cause
So,
You should not be on ESPN saying that.
no,
So will
I don't
you-
think that's a good idea.
will you be watching Rihanna during the halftime show?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't watched football since I was at the bar. So,
So we'll see you on Sunday for that Cowboy Niner game, yeah?
probably not.
Oh, man.
No.
Heartbreak.
I will say, I already know what the best halftime show was ever, but if they want to
Michael
bring
Jackson.
no, but if they want to bring back
Titty slip.
Prince, come on,
Titty
assholes,
slip.
come on. But if they want to bring back Shakira,
That was fun.
I am on board.
And open mouth kissing.
Open mouth kissing.
Yes.
So how do we close these out now?
Same. We always
Get
say.
into them picks.
Let's get to them picks. What you drinking?
A melange of Budweiser.
I'm drinking nothing but Mead, son.
Oh, yeah, man. I miss those
Mine
days.
was a strange white Russian type concoction with coffee in it.
Ooh.
But it had
We'll set you up with some more shit.
Call
Oh,
that,
yeah,
call
sounds
that a
good.
brown Russian.
Brown
Russian. Yeah, I
That's-
guess so.
Oh, so like they're frontline troops, but only
Oh!
possible in the best way.
Jamming. I'm jamming that new Metallica jam.
I'm gonna go. There. There's one, and it's not metal, so fucking shoot me, I guess. But there is, and Brandon was way more aware of this chick than I was. Shea Mead Dorval, I believe is her name.
She did a collab with Devin Townsend called Casualties of Cool. That was really, really decent. Her solo shit, I kind of like it a little more.
I'm a little amazed by what she does. It's pretty fucking great.
Well,
So,
you said reminds you of Amy Winehouse.
it really does.
Okay, that's always
She's got some interesting pipes to her. Chris, anything blowing your skirt up this week?
I don't know. I've been listening to. I guess the song that comes to mind is "Anti-Flags Die for Your Government."
Hey now, you gotta die for your government,
Fuck
die
yeah.
for your country like shit.
It's funny because Krista seems more ramped up than you and I combined. But
Well,
I
she's
dig.
listening to punk now, so she's hitting a new chapter.
Well, some shit is rough right now, so I got to get the feelings out in a productive fashion.
I didn't realize that was anti-flag. By the way, I didn't realize that.
I believe it's Anti-Flag.
Well, no, I knew the
think-
song. I didn't know the band that did it.
I don't know. Faction Punk is great, but they have a very like short loop, like 4 songs on Sirius XM or for stations on Sirius XM. So yeah, I've heard it quite a bit this week.
Well, let's go and get the fuck out of here. What we're going to do is Half-Life was what LJ was talking about a while ago. That's what we're going to close out on. We'll be back in fucking February, believe it or not.
Shit.
But anyway, Mead for Metal Podcast. Thanks for fucking hanging with us this time around and dealing with all the fucking crazy nonsense we often fucking do around here, right? Am I hitting this right?
And if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's right.
Eat ass. Bye.